I know people are still joining. Look, I love it, man. We've got a great team that's always watching my back. Thank you for hitting record. I would have completely forgot to hit record. And then with our guest speaker tonight, he would have sat there and said, what is wrong with this guy? He forgot to record. But anyways, it's the reason why you need to be on live. I hope you guys are texting people saying, where are you? Where are you? I don't see you. I don't see you. And we're going to get started here right now. And so I want to let all of you know that I'm very, very excited to be able to introduce. Hold on. Let me just double check something. Hold on. Oops. Hold on. Let me see. I want to make sure that he is here. Let me check. Oh, you know what's good? You know what I just figured out right now? That this thing is in alphabetical order. Isn't that kind of cool? Some of you guys laugh, but that just goes, he is here. That just goes to show you. Some of you guys are going, and they made Muzafer a knighted trainer, and he can't figure some of this stuff out. That just goes to show you, you don't have to be the sharpest tool in the shed. You just got to be in the shed, right? Like I'm in the shed. That's all I'm saying, everybody. So we're going to have some fun tonight. For those of us that haven't met, we haven't had a chance to meet. My name is Muzafer. I've been in this incredible profession for 26 years. I've been looking for Seacret for 20 years of my life. And I came to this company 6.5 years ago, and I got a chance to meet Isaac and the Ben Shabbat family. And what happened is that I found the people I wanted to be in business with. You know, what I was looking for is I was looking for people that had integrity, honesty, character, and heart. I wasn't looking for perfection. I wasn't looking for a company that was perfect. I wasn't looking for money. I was looking for the right business partners. And I found it, and I'm so grateful. I thank God every day that I got a chance to be introduced to Seacret. I thank God every day I get to do this. Like it's a different way of thinking. I thank God that I get to do this. And, you know, it's so important for me. And I'm so honored and so blessed that we are all together as one community. And I'm so excited for tonight. And a lot of you know of this individual, but you don't know what I know. And I don't mean that to sound superior to anyone. I mean that because for me, you're talking to a guy right now, or listening to a guy right now, that 26 years ago, I was injured playing sports in university. And I tore my ACL, MCL, and PCL in my right knee. And that was it. And a lot of my friends ended up going pro, whether it was for football or for basketball. And I had to find something in my life that I was gonna do that I loved as much as playing sports. And I had no idea it was gonna be network marketing. I had no idea. And I got introduced to this profession, and I'll never forget my first company. I really thought that I was gonna be rich in 5 days. Like, this is no joke. Like, I thought that all I had to do was introduce 5 people my first day. And because I said yes, all of those people were going to introduce 5 their next day, and I'd be at 25. And then if they introduced 5, I'd be at 125. And if they introduced 5, I'd be at 625. And when they introduced 5, I'd be at 3,125 by the end of the week, and I'd be driving a Ferrari. No joke. I really thought that. And then I got a rude awakening. And what I found out was that it's not easy. It is simple. There's a difference. However, it is learned. And the other day I was talking with somebody, and they said, you know, Muzafer, I'm not made for network marketing. And I said, that's not true. I said, if you would have met me 26 years ago, you would have said, this kid is not made for network marketing. But what I fully believe is that it's learned. And I know that every single person I've met has a song that they know all the words to. And if you can learn the words to a song and the rhythm, even if you can't sing, if you can learn the words to the song, you can learn this business, because all it is learning the language. And 26 years ago, I was told to go to training Muzafer, go to training, and I didn't want to do it. Like I didn't. Like I thought, I'm an athlete. Like, why do I need to go to training? Like, what are they really gonna tell me that I don't already know? And I went and broke. Like, no joke, I went and broke. My first year in network marketing, I made $1,000. My second year, I made $12,000 in network marketing full time. I'm talking working 7 days a week. And I started seeing all these testimonials, and a majority of them were young ladies, I guess, that I remember. There was probably young men, but I was a young man, and I was single, and I probably remember the young ladies making way more money than me, and it frustrated me like crazy. And I remember asking them what they were doing. And the thing about it is that they kept saying, I'm going to training and I'm bringing other people to training. And I didn't understand it until I finally went to a weekend training, and it was called a basics. And it was a basic training. It was called Basic Building Blocks. I'll never forget it. And one of the trainers that was there, he was a lead trainer. He was a top 5 income earner. I remember seeing him on stage at convention, but I didn't get to really know him at convention because there was 13,000 people at conventions. I didn't get to know this guy. But at this weekend training, I went, and it was like he talked directly to my soul. Like, everything he was saying hit me, like right in between the eyes, right in the gut, right in the heart, right in the back of the head. Like, I felt like he just kept knocking me out, not intentionally and not to hurt me, but to wake me up and to educate me and to train me and to motivate me. And I can't even tell you how many people were there. I don't know if it was 700, 800. It was a weekend training. It wasn't like one of the big events. It was a weekend training. And everyone spent $300 if they pre-registered and $395 if they didn't, to go see him. And he was a senior trainer. And I watched this guy, and I loved how he communicated, and I loved how he entertained, but I loved how he taught me everything, and he didn't hold back. And then what happened is that I wanted to go because they had so many lead trainers that were leading weekends, but I gravitated to him and his style. So I would always drive to the one he was doing and bring my people there because I was like, I want them to see what I saw. And I always looked up to him. I always did. And I was grateful that we got a chance to meet and spend some time together. And one time we played basketball, and then our paths went in different directions. And I watched this man change thousands upon thousands of lives, millions of lives. And I've never been a hater. I've never been a jealous person, whether it's in a relationship or people's success. I've always been a congratulator. And I was always happy for him. And every once in a while, we would congratulate each other on social media. And then that was it. And when we got a chance to reconnect, I felt like I had a long lost friend, mentor, someone that mentored me when I was a kid with no money, with no skills, no talents. And he taught me how to be a better communicator. And the one thing that I learned is the quality of your life is in direct proportion with your ability to communicate with another human being. And he's a master communicator, like he really is. And he's got a heart of gold. And when we reconnected, I watched him give up what most people would die for, is opportunities that would have paid his family more in order to serve his friends in this community. And he's proven it over and over again by selflessly doing what he can for this community. And, you know, Marc, I'm so grateful that you chose us. You didn't have to be here, brother. You chose us. And it says a lot. And, you know, I know that this part is not a part of your job. It's not a part of your duties. It's not a part of your responsibility, but you're here tonight to help impact this community. And I'm so grateful for that. And I love how you lead by example. I love that, you're a family man. Congratulations on your wedding. Your new bride is beautiful. The family is amazing. And, more importantly, man, thank you for being my friend. And thank you for being who you are and who you said you were 26 years ago. Thank you for being that person. And I appreciate you, man. And I'm so honored that we get a chance to change lives together. So without taking too much more time, my friend, I want to welcome everyone to tonight's call to get a chance to hear from our director of training, a mentor to many and a friend to quite a few, the one and only Mr. Marc Accetta. Marc, I'll turn this Zoom over to you, my friend.
Thanks, buddy. Wow, that was very, very, very kind, buddy. I appreciate that. I listened closely to everything you said, and it is pretty remarkable how God works things. But it's been a pleasure to come back full circle and work with you and see the incredible professional network marketer you've grown into, and more so the man you've grown into, in your own right, with your family and, what you do to selflessly, help so many people. So thank you. And, of course, it's not my job description, but me, I'm a network marketer, brother. I love it. Like, I got to get on the field. I got to get some playing time. So anytime any of the uplines ask me to speak with their teams, to me, it's a privilege and an honor, and I take it that way. So I want to dive right in tonight because I got some stuff to say. And, hopefully, if there's anyone who, like, when you travel, you need to bubble wrap yourself because you break easily. Maybe some of what I'm going to say tonight will not be your favorite thing you've ever heard in your life, but I'm going to just, I'm going to share a few things with you. There's so much going on in the world right now. And, ever since COVID started, there's like this massive transfer of wealth. And I think so many people are afraid, they're afraid they're going to lose their job to robotics, or they're afraid this is going to go wrong. That's going to go wrong. The price of gas is going to be too high. They can't afford stuff. And just got to understand, man, Warren Buffett said, when everyone else is fearful, be aggressive. And when everyone else is aggressive, be fearful. Warren Buffett, obviously one of the wealthiest people to ever live on the planet Earth. So to me, I am just excited. I've been getting up early in the morning with no alarm clock. That does not happen. I love sleep, and I love sleeping in the morning in particular. But I'm feeling so much like I did early in my career. So here's the thing. When I joined network marketing, I never thought of being a business owner, never thought of being an entrepreneur. And I met a gentleman who was the same person who guided and led Muzafer for years. And he said things like, what's the point of living in a land of opportunity if you don't take advantage of it? Now, as Americans, we take so much for granted. At that point, I'd done very little international travel. Now I've traveled all over the world. I think I've been to 85 countries or some crazy number like that. And you would be amazed at how many people would do virtually anything and pay virtually any amount just to live in America, which is the land of opportunity. So go back to what he was saying. What's the point of living in the land of opportunity if you don't take advantage of it? And when they call America the land of opportunity, and I'm not trying to disrespect anyone now, I know that 90% of people in our company, if not 95% of people in the company, have a full-time job and do Seacret part-time. So that's cool. But again, did they name America the land of opportunity based upon how many people went and got a good, secure job? Or did they name America the land of opportunity because people came here and took a risk? And it's funny, a lot of people know the word entrepreneur, they know the term entrepreneur, but they don't understand part of the definition of the word is someone who takes unusual financial risk. So I remember, let me go back 34 years ago when I joined network marketing. And to join a very different time that a lot of people refer to that time in network marketing kind of as the wild, wild west. There were very few rules, not too many regulations. And when I got started, I was told I should get a pack. You know what a pack, like in our company, you can get 3 different variations of pack, the biggest one being $2,000 in 2022 dollars. This was 1987. So it was almost 25 years, 35 years ago. And I was encouraged to get a $5,000 pack in 1987 dollars. I mean, think about how much more money that was. So here's the first thing that happened to me. My first knee-jerk reaction was, I'm not going to do that. Why do I have to do that? And of course, the answer was, I didn't have to do anything. They had seminars going on, and the seminars, as Muzafer just said, were $395 if you paid at the door, $300 if you paid early, plus your travel expenses. And I kept saying, why do I have to do that? And the answer was, of course, you don't have to do anything. So if you're an entrepreneur, what do you have to do? And the answer is nothing. You want to be your own boss. So if you become the coolest boss you ever had and you don't push yourself at all, it's like how many people buy a gym membership in January? They never go to the gym and somehow mysteriously think because they own a gym membership, they're mysteriously going to look like the person on the cover of Muscle and Fitness any day now because they got the membership. Being an entrepreneur doesn't mean anything. Joining a network marketing company doesn't mean anything. You need to take action. Now, again, here's the bottom line. People who have you can call it a broke mentality. I call it a scarcity mentality. I call it a lack mentality. And please don't take this from me. Take it from someone like maybe Robert Kiyosaki. And Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki's poor dad used to always say, we can't afford it. We can't afford it. We can't afford it. That was his birth dad. That was his real dad. If you don't know the story, I'm sure you've heard of the book. His rich dad, who was his friend's birth dad, not his birth dad, forbid his family from saying we can't afford it and taught them rather to say, how can we afford it? See, that's an abundance mentality. How can we afford it? As opposed to I can't afford it. Average people constantly say they can't afford things. And you know what? They're right. They can't afford things because they're trading hours for dollars. The only way you can afford lots of different things is if you have money coming in from many other people's efforts. You know, one of the first things I learned 35 years ago is a quote by J. Paul Getty. It's better, and I know you've heard this, but knowing that Morpheus in the movie The Matrix came out, the new Matrix came out. I don't know if you saw that, but one of the things that got me in the original Matrix was there's a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. So again, you may know this stuff, but are you living this stuff? So the truth is, you know, it's better, it really is better to make 1% off 100 other people's efforts instead of 100% of our own efforts. But most of us, up till this point in our life, certainly for me, the minute I walked in the door for network marketing, I had spent my whole life making 100% of my own efforts. So now you guys have a list of people to invite to take a look at a presentation. What's hilarious is a lot of them, you're not inviting them because you're afraid of what they'll say. They might make fun of you because you're in one of those things. You know what they're in? They're one of those things that it's a fact. It's a bottom line, proven fact that 97% of them are going to end up retiring and be dependent on friends, family, and federal government for financial stability. Do you realize that virtually everyone who has money put aside for a retirement has it in the stock market or a 401k? I was watching one of Papa Ben David's videos today. You can watch all these financial guys. The truth is we are heading for the biggest stock market crash since the Great Depression. If you don't see, and I've got a lot of money in the stock market, so that doesn't make me happy, but it's the truth. Now, let me ask you a question. You're afraid to call your friend Bob, who has $800,000 in his 401k, but what if his 401k goes to being worth $250,000 in the next year? Don't you think your buddy might be very excited about an opportunity to somehow get that money back? Because most people will never recover. They spent their whole life putting that money in. And what are they going to do? Get a picket sign and walk around in front of the White House and go, this isn't fair. This isn't fair. That's not going to do shit. The truth is right now is the perfect time because before you want to do something before the financial disaster happens. So you want to, you jump out of a plane, you pull the ripcord, your parachute doesn't work. That is not a good time to get another parachute. You should get a second parachute before you jump out of the plane. So again, guys, you should be talking to everyone you know right now. And here's the other part of this. If you can get what I'm saying and you can start making some money and you get over thinking small. Some of you are not registered for our next event because it costs $300. I wish I could hit you in the head with a tack hammer. $300 is a zit on the ass of your dog compared to going to Harvard. Forget about Harvard. My daughter went to a good university. They both went to good universities, and I spent close to $200,000 on each of their educations. What did they get after 4 years and got a graduation? They got a degree. What else did they get? Close your eyes. That's what they got. They got nothing. They got no guarantee of a job. They got nothing for $200,000. Our event costs $300, but Mark, the airfares are so high right now. I know we're in a recession. Get used to it. Are the airfares going to drop anytime soon? No, they're not. So again, are you going to have an excuse or are you going to find a way to overcome your excuse? Navy SEALs don't make excuses. They figure out any way humanly possible to get around whatever the obstacle is. It doesn't matter. It's life and death. Well, what if you took the obstacle that's facing you right now that seriously? Don't let something as so insignificant as an airfare stop you from going to an event that could change the direction of your life. And by the way, my part of boot camp, we have a training called boot camp. It's not a rosy, sweet color, ooh, we're all going to sing Kumbaya and hug each other. It's down and dirty. And my part of boot camp is going to be like this, in your face. You have an opportunity right now, but everyone has the same opportunity. Why is it that some people take the opportunity to become multimillionaires and other people are going to sit around and go, yeah, I did that thing for a while. Those things don't work. Those things don't work. Really. Talk to the people who have been in Amway and Herbalife and Nu Skin and companies like that for the last 25, 30 years who make more money in a month than other people make in a decade. They're pretty sure that the industry works. Anything works if you do it the right way. But again, many things don't work if you don't do it the right way. So you want to be a stockbroker, you want to sell insurance, you want to sell cars, anything that involves selling and performance, you have to perform. The problem is, where do you find someone who's selling making $3 million selling real estate? Why would they teach you what they know? And in many cases, they won't. You're their competition. Here, we've got some of our best trainers in the world and a couple of extra trainers and myself teaching you everything we know. So you have got to get caught up in this build from event to event. This event is called boot camp. In between boot camp and the next big event is called the View, but in between we have Journey. So we have boot camp, Journey, and the View. You need to get to all of them, and they all cost money. They all cost a fraction of what you would pay if this was on the open market, but they all cost money. So you just got to ask yourself how serious you are about what you're doing. Are you going to have a scarcity mindset or an abundance mindset? Scarcity mindset is what creates a poverty situation. Scarcity mindset is there's not enough money to get around. Scarcity mindset, well, what if it doesn't work? Scarcity mindset is even when it is working, you keep waiting for the other shoe to drop and things to go sideways and go wrong. So an abundance mindset is if someone else can do it, I can do it. If they'll show me how, I can do it too. If I go into training and they train everything they learn, I can do it too. It's having no barriers, believing anything is possible, guys. So again, a lot of us are fired up. There's a lot of people on a roll right now. There's a lot of people. We have these strings on WhatsApp, leadership kicking ass night after night after night after night. We have a short period of time left where you can get your boot camp ticket for only $199. The price is going to go up to full price very soon. Now, if it goes up, it's only going up to $300, so it's not that big of a deal. But a lot of you have people on your team, and what you need right now is some urgency. They have to have a reason why they should sign up right now, because the event isn't until the end of July, middle of July, whatever. So you need a reason to get them signed up now. So the reason is very simple. The price is going to go up very soon. And if they have a scarcity mentality, if like Robert Kiyosaki's dad, their dad taught them, I can't afford it, you can't jump down their throat with both feet and go, well, you know, you have to, you can't like do what I'm doing right now. I'm sharing all this with you so you understand. If you want to be a leader, the number one thing a leader does is they affect their environment. They affect their environment. They make people around them more confident. They make people around them more optimistic. They make people around them more bold. So if you have people on your team and you can tell they've got a scarcity mindset, why don't you help them develop an abundance mindset? Sit down with them, spend the one-on-one time, show them that you care. People don't care how much you know unless they know how much you care. You got people on your team that you believe could be a superstar. Take time to sit down with them and tell them that, and then let them know you need to get to the events. It's not optional. It's something you need to do if you want to have the kind of success that people at the very top have. Now, going to the event, there's no guarantees. There's people going to the event and nothing changes whatsoever. There's a lot of different variables between here and Crown Royale, but I'll tell you this. The odds of you getting the Crown Royale with no training are probably 0.0001%. You know what? I was the other day, my little boy, my new wife's little boy wants to be a piano player. So we went into a Steinway piano dealership. Best pianos on the earth. The cheap Steinways cost about $100,000. So if I were to get you a Steinway piano, would that make you a piano player because you had the most expensive piano? No, it's not the piano, it's the skill with which you play the piano. So no matter what we do for you, ultimately, you have got to be the one who steps up and makes this work. But the truth is, if you had a Steinway and then Elton John was willing to teach you how to play the Steinway, again, would that guarantee your success? No, but would it give you an amazing chance of being successful? And if you were passionate about it, and if you were willing to practice longer and harder than anyone else and put the time and energy in, at least you would have a real legitimate chance to be a professional musician. So again, I go back to how I'm starting this call. Like, an entrepreneur takes unusual financial risks. An entrepreneur does things other people don't have the stomach or the guts to do. And when I was talking to Harry Dent, who's another one of these top world economists, he said, you know, I never really understood network marketing. Now I do. Most people, listen to what I'm saying right now. Most people that are a professional entrepreneur, I don't know what the exact number is. Harry told me, I believe something like 80% of them fail. When they fail, they lose everything, because they took their life savings or borrowed money they didn't have to start their business. They quit their job and had to go full-time all day, every day. So if and when the business fails, they lose everything. They're bankrupt. It's over. They've lost everything. Network marketing, you can join our company. It costs under $100 to get started. If you want to get a pack that's a few $100s up to a couple of $1,000s, but you don't have monthly rent overhead. You don't have all the things you would have in a traditional business. So Harry said, this is a great place for someone to see if they're cut out to be an entrepreneur, because if someone can't see their way straight to a couple of dollars in inventory, going to a couple of events, and that's your only overhead, then surely that person should never be a real entrepreneur where they're taking their life savings. This is the kind of thing where either A, network marketing gets started, goes out and kicks ass and never wants to do anything else, which is what happened to me and Muzafer and many other people on the phone, or it's someone who goes, wow, I learned how to do this. There's a guy I know down in South Africa named Brendan. He did network marketing with me for a while, came to a bunch of trainings. He started his own company, and over the last 5 years, he's made, I don't know, somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 million US dollars, using the principles he was taught by being an entrepreneur in a field that he feels more empowered in than network marketing. But that's what we do. We give people an opportunity to see if you have the chops, what it takes to be an entrepreneur. But I'm just telling you, if you're going to be cheap and scared, no one's going to want to follow you. Do you want to be known as the cheap, scared person? I mean, again, I'm not trying to be a smart ass. I'm just saying, guys, at some point we need to step up. At some point we need to believe, what if it does work? At some point we got to give it a shot. At some point we got to go for it. At some point you got to go all in. Because if you don't go all in, why should you have some huge financial benefit? So again, we have a big event that's coming up in Denver. Get registered. Talk to the people. Ben Bradshaw is going to finish up the call here. He'll tell you what to do to get registered. You don't need to talk to anyone about it. You need to get registered. I don't care if you're talking to your other friends and they go, oh, I'm not going, blah, blah, blah. But whatever their excuse or reason is, you need to get your ass there, because I'll be there. And if the only people in the room were you and me, and I talked to you like this for 3 days straight, tell me it wouldn't have a profound impact on where you're going. But in addition to me, we have 3 other phenomenal trainers who are absolutely kicking ass in the field. Jay Peso, Muzafer, who hosted our call, Troy Brown, 3 of the very best people we got. And we're going to have 3 other trainers who we're selecting about 2 weeks before the event based on all the success they have going on. Again, it's a no-brainer. This whole business right now is a no-brainer. Someone gets a pack and they get these vacations thrown in at no extra cost or at a very limited extra cost. We have the best training system in the world at a fraction of what you pay for the same training anywhere else. What you got to do is you got to plug in. But remember, people are going to follow your lead. You want to be a leader. It's not like we're going to give you a job title that says area manager and all of a sudden you're a leader. Leadership is not given here, it's earned. And it's not earned through title, it's earned through actions. So it's time for you to take action. It's time for you to get off this Zoom, because we're not, get off this Zoom and make sure everyone on your team who you care about is getting to the event. Take immediate action. When we're done with this, why don't you go out in the next 6 days and have the biggest week you've ever had since you've been in Seacret? And I'll tell you something, it involves inviting people. And remember what I said at the beginning of the call, right now, people are more unsure about their financial futures than they've ever been before. Yet right now, there are people in different sectors that are making more money faster than ever before. So the people you know are seeing both of those things happening. So they're more open to an opportunity. You think they are, but they're not going to get in your opportunity if you don't invite them. So invite them. The worst thing they're going to say is no. And we all know some will, some won't. So what? Take my energy and make 5 phone calls tonight to invite some people. Take my energy tonight and get 5 people on your team to sign up for the event, guys. This is not a complicated business. Like Muzafer said, it sure isn't easy, but it's not complicated. You need to affect some people and you need to do it now. So that's all I've got, guys. I don't want to waste any more of your time. Again, we can talk and talk and talk. The only thing that really matters is taking action. I assure you this, whoever shows up in Denver is going to earn their money back, including their airfare, their hotel times 10. We're going to light it up. We're going to give them everything they need to know. So you just need to make sure everyone on your team who should be there is there. That's all I got out. If I had a mic, I'd drop it. That's it. Have a great night. God bless. Mr. Bradshaw, I'll turn it back to you, brother.
Man, that was insane. I don't even know how to follow that up, but I can tell you, Mark, I'm trying to talk a little low because my daughters are sleeping back there. But my heart is pounding out of my chest because everything you're saying is exactly what I had heard when I first got involved in this industry. And that was right around the last time the country had saw a recession, 2008-ish. And, I got caught literally just, I didn't know how to protect my downside. And I was listening to all the cool people that, just had me spending money. And, there were some people that told me that, there was a recession coming, what goes up must come down and yada, yada, yada. I just didn't want to hear it. And so, I learned my lesson and I actually didn't have the money to go to my first event, but thankfully I had mentors and business partners and people that really cared about me that told me what I wanted or what I needed to hear, not what I wanted to hear. And they said, that's the reason why you have to actually go to the event because you can't afford not to. And so I remember we put too many people to a room than probably what the hotels will allow, especially today with COVID and all that craziness that, the different challenges and rules and restrictions they have for hotels. But the whole point being was that we made it happen. We found a way, whereas most people found excuses. We found our reasons. And, again, my daughters are back there sleeping, but my wife is over here. But, my children have never seen daycare because of those decisions before we even have children. We have that distant vision that one day, this business was going to work and provide. And, it has actually more than what we expected. And it was because we made a decision. The attitude came before the paycheck, and we decided to go to an event. And thankfully now, we don't have to worry about telling our children no when, they want something, obviously, as long as they've earned it. But, we get to tell them when they can, get to do things. And it's not necessarily just because of financial reasons, because of the decisions we made way before we were actually making the money necessary to fuel those decisions. And so I can tell you guys, you got decisions to make. And, again, as I said, when I spoke at the previous or at Elevate, decisions can sound like incisions. They can hurt. They can hurt because you got to dig deep and you got to get past, all the challenges. And sometimes it hurts physically, but mostly mentally. And you got to do the thing, do the thing that's going to yield the results. Worry about being productive and not busy. And I can tell you guys, I couldn't imagine, missing any type of events and, having Marc Accetta as our trainer, where I don't have to be good. I just got to be good at actually getting people in front of him and, promoting the event because I know the value they're going to get. And so I can tell you guys, listen, it's, we're going to end this thing early because I want you guys to make those 5 calls, just like we're all going to do. And because it's the end of the month and we still have, the billboard up for the United States where you guys can actually earn more money on top of what the comp plan pays just to do what you're going to do anyway. So, let's try and reach out. Let's not try. Try sounds like die and cry and everything else. So let's focus on doing the activity to yield the results. It's going to get you the income so you can fund whatever it's going to take to get you to that event, because it's not what it's going to cost, it's what it's going to actually cost you not to get to that event. So I can tell you guys, listen, it's just time to make that decision, draw the line in the sand, and you either do it or you don't, right? But take responsibility, because we're going to look back and we're going to say, hey, this was the year 2022 is where, Seacret went into momentum because there were so many different challenges that everyone had outside in the economy, whether it was inflation, gas, whether they were being downsized or let go or whatever it might be. Woe is me, of course, is what people are going to say. But you have an opportunity to take advantage and put your children in front of, this huge tidal wave of momentum, because you made that decision and you showed up even before you had the rank and before you had the title and before you had the income. And so you just decided to treat this like a business, so it paid you as such, versus most people treating things as a hobby, which is why it cost them as such. And so, guys, we got literally till the rest of this pay period, today or tonight, depending upon where you're actually dialing in from or logging on from, to take advantage of the promotions, for bringing on new agents with packages, getting the 3 trips included in the professional package. Which obviously, I hope they extended, but I'm not sure. I don't have a magic wand. And then obviously go on secretbootcamp.com right now and get registered. It's going to save you $100. You could put that towards airfare. You could put that towards your hotel, whatever it might be. $100 could actually afford you all the peanut butter and jellies necessary to eat throughout the weekend, which is what we used to do. But again, we had to focus on our reasons to be there and not our excuses not to. Secretbootcamp.com, go and get registered and take advantage. Also tomorrow, our Father's Day BOGO promotion starts. So let's crush that. And again, let's fund your trip to boot camp so we can obviously throw fuel on the fire you've created by what you've done now. And let's make it happen. So look out for the replay of this, and we'll continue to be in the trenches, making it happen. Reach out to your support team if you need any help, and let's just go big, let's go hard, and let's make it happen. So God bless you guys, and I'll see you guys at boot camp. Take care.
Thank you, Brad. Have a great one.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Good
Ben.
energy.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
Thank you,
much.
everyone.
Muzafer.
Appreciate
Good
you.
training. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the call.
Have a good night.